Hello, wealthy family, and how are you today? Thank you for coming and sharing some time with me and, just hearing my perspective on this topic. So, today we're going to talk about what does it mean to stay woke. When someone says stay woke, especially in my community, right? That's going hard right now. There's a lot of unity, which I love, but you're hearing a lot of terms of stay woke and don't be sleep, and just what does that mean, right? Be conscious. You want to just take the kindergarten term. How is it that, what does that word make you think of? What does it resonate with you when someone is awake or when someone wakes up, right? It's usually when they're asleep, when they're unconscious. You're telling someone who's asleep to wake up. So when you're asleep, you're not conscious of what's actually happening because your brain doesn't sleep, right? It keeps going, just your body does. But you're unconscious of other things that's happening around you to a certain extent, right? But you're in another reality. You're in a dream state, if it were, right? So when you tell someone to wake up out of that, you want them to snap back to where it is that you are now. Tune into this reality, right? Tune into what's going on. And when someone says stay woke, they just want you to become conscious of the things that's happening around you. Don't fall asleep into the dream-like state of the pressure that society puts out there. Don't fall into the trap of needing to have a job and slave away, right? Throw away your dreams, forget who you are, live in fear and confusion and discontentment, right? They want you to awaken. They want you to remember, right? Not dismember, right? Not separate, but remember. When you redo something, you're doing it again. So they want you to remember, awaken your mind, and be conscious of who you are, which is you are a divine, loving, spiritual being having a human experience. You're here to learn a lesson of some sort. And that lesson, that purpose, needs to be remembered within you because you forget. Things happen. Things happen. Life happens, right? So as the everyday things happen, as you start to go through relationships, and you, whether it's through your parents or siblings or family or loved ones or a lover or whatever the case may be, all those relationships, your boss, your employee, your clients, all that is a relationship. All those relationships form your psyche, and it can kind of lull your true desire to sleep because your true desire may not have brought you the life that you really want. So you allow other things to dull that sensation and put you to sleep. Now understands there's levels of consciousness. There's levels of understanding. There's levels of wokeness, if you will. There's levels to everything and everything, because life is like this. Life isn't flat. It stacks, right? So you want to be aware of all the different possibilities that are out there, all the different realities that are out there. Be aware of how your thoughts and your feelings coincide with the life that you've created for yourself. Everybody has a different perspective of things because everyone experiences things differently. I can tell you right now, I had a completely different experience this past weekend at my brother's wedding than he had, than our brother, who was his best man, had, who my sister-in-law, his wife, had, who my children had, right? But we're all experiencing the same thing. We're all in the same situation, but we all have different perspectives. So being aware to your own thoughts and your own feelings, because you have to have this and this working together to truly start to even awaken. You can't be conscious and be aware and have hate and anger and animosity. And I'm not saying that you can't get angry with things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to walk around and be all kumbaya, let's hold hands and sing. And that's not what I'm saying, right? Because I get angry about things. I can tear some ish up, okay? I do. But it's just knowing how to direct that and not living in that. And realizing when that there, okay, that's lower level thinking. That's not who I truly am. Who we truly are as beings, as people, not as the human race. We are not animals. We are not racing. We're not in competition with anyone because we are all the same. They gave you that term of human race and they gave you the labels of your skin to make you, again, to lull, to dull that awareness that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist because we all have a heart. We all have a heart that beats blood through our veins, and we all have a mind. And the first thing that is inclined to is not hatred. It's love. It's a passion for whatever makes us happy. I bet some of us loved painting, or loved skating as children, or loved playing dress up, or loved playing doctor, or loved being a librarian. There's nothing wrong with that. Some of us loved playing house, loved taking out the garbage, loved playing Legos. And that's amazing, because when you cultivate that love, right? People who had a love for drawing may grow up to be a masterful painter or a sculptor. To put up some sculptures and monuments, we're going to need some replacements, right? So why not cultivate that love? Because by cultivating that love and living with that love, that heart-mind unison that now expels and overflows into your life, into the outside, you're now creating a whole 6 feet aura of love. That every time you come in contact with anyone else, you're kind of giving off that vibe. You know that vibe when you walk in somewhere and you're like, ugh. Or you walk in somewhere, you're like, oh, this gonna be the turn up. Yes. Or you walk in somewhere and you're like, man, this is gonna be something. I gotta be on the lookout for this. Right? We have that. You have that. But sometimes you dull it to sleep by all these other things that are happening on the outside that doesn't have anything to do with any of us at all. But we decide to pick up other things and we dull that sensation of, why is it that you're listening to so and so? Why is it that you're doing this? Why is it that you're doing that? It doesn't make sense. There's a quote, forgive me because I forgot who it's from, but I don't want to be accepted in the chaos. It's not something normal to be accepted in abnormality. So when someone says stay woke, be conscious, it's not just a my people thing. It's not just a melanated thing. It's not limited to just one person. It's not limited to just one group of people. It's not limited to one nationality. It's not limited to one region of the world. It's everywhere. It's worldwide because we're all connected. And we want you to become aware of that. And once you become aware of that, and you let go of some of that hatred and that fear and that animosity, you stop creating that. You stop looking for things that's going to create that. You stop sending out the radio wave signals of chaos and disruption and confusion and hatred just by you changing your mindset, your mentality, your thoughts, and what your heart is. Because I guarantee you, if everyone walked around and did things that they loved by listening to their gut, listening to that thing within, if everyone started doing that, there would be less chaos. That's how you bring order. That's how you stay woke. That's how you remember that you are a divine spiritual being, that you are a divine masculine or you are a divine feminine spiritual being who is here on this earth to do the things that you love so you can learn lessons on how to be a beautiful, productive being. And as crazy as you may say that sounds, and esoteric, and oh, she's a tree hugger, whatever, how do you think civilizations before were governed or ruled? They didn't. They didn't have that from the outside. They ruled themselves. The most advanced civilizations, who to this day they still don't know how some of the things were built and how they ran. Where did that technology come from? Ruled by having a heart and mind relationship and knowing that they are ascending spiritual beings that is in connection with everything. Because without the trees, you cannot breathe. Without the plants, without the animals, you cannot live. You are all connected. We are all connected. For babies who are premature, if they don't have that skin to skin contact, that human interaction, it's been proven that they live more sad and withdrawn lives. Right now, people are suffering from depression. Suicide rates are up with this quarantine mess where you can't touch anybody. You can't come within 6 feet of anyone's aura, so you can't feel their good vibes. You can't hug and kiss your loved ones. That's causing people to go into a depression. You have to remember that. You have to remember it's important to have human interaction. You have to remember it's important to have that physical touch. You have to remember that love is important. And expressions of love is important. And as you remember that, you become more conscious of that. You become more awakened to that. And you awaken out the disillusion of the bull that these people have been feeding us for centuries. That's what it means to stay woke. And as you start to live in that more and more every day, you start to ascend, you start to reach higher levels of it. And you start to realize that life is not as hard as they make it out to be. So next time someone says stay woke, don't laugh at it. Don't brush it off. Allow yourself to become illuminated. Be an illuminated one. Don't be afraid of people saying, oh, that's Illuminati stuff. Illuminate yourself. Enlighten your mind. And remember who you are. Divine masculine. Divine feminine being. So with that, wealthy family, that's all I had to share with you. That's all I wanted to get out there. And sometimes that term can be taken and shrugged, and it's such a high compliment, I guess. I guess that's the word. That's not the word I want to say. It's not compliments, but it's a high positive vibe word, gesture, sentence, phrase. All right, guys, go out and be wealthy. Stay aware. Stay informed. Stay on top of your ish. And go out and be happy and live your wealthy life. Until next time.